Hello, this is Blake Koklaser, Assistant Professor of Environmental Science at Doane University. My co-authors, Taylor Ruth at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and Tessa Durham-Brooks and Andrea Holmes, also at Doane University, created and evaluated a hemp educational campaign targeted toward Doane students. This presentation, Hemp, Hooray, will describe the impact of that campaign. So first I'll briefly discuss the history of hemp. Hemp has been a significant and a historic crop grown throughout the world. In the U.S., hemp's association with marijuana, both sharing the same scientific name, cannabis sativa, has had a catastrophic impact on hemp as a U.S. crop. In 1970, the Comprehensive Drug Abuse Prevention and Control Act was passed, and the U.S. DEA essentially treated hemp and marijuana as the same plant, both being illegal for nearly the next half century. However, the 2018 Farm Bill removed hemp from Schedule I of the Controlled Substance Act, which allowed U.S. farmers to grow the crop. Many states followed suit, legalizing hemp at the state level. So there are over 25,000 products that can be made from hemp, including fiber products such as textiles, cordage, and papers, and cedar grain can be consumed or made into hemp oils, most notably the emerging CBD medicinal market. In 2018, U.S. sales reached nearly 700 million annually, and that number is expected to grow. And many universities are starting to conduct more hemp research, including here at Doane University in Crete, Nebraska. In the fall of 2019, 15 mature hemp plants were brought to our campus for research on monitoring THC and CBD levels. The plants were brought into a lean-to style greenhouse that is connected to our science and math building, making the hemp plants highly visible. Concerns that our students and community would think these plants were marijuana provided us a rationale to conduct this educational campaign. So the objectives of our study were to describe changes in students' knowledge of hemp and changes in students' attitudes toward hemp as a result of the educational campaign. So let me talk a little bit about the campaign. The campaign started in week 13 of the 2019 fall semester. The campaign consisted of informational presentations, having hemp plants arrive on campus, and placing infographics on entry doorways. To measure changes in knowledge and attitude, a pre-test was given prior to the start of the campaign, and post-tests were given to students at the very end of the semester. Knowledge was assessed by a researcher-created 20-question true-false instrument, and attitude was measured by an adapted 8-item bipolar semantic differential scale. Demographic data was also collected. And students created a unique identifier that allowed us to match students' pre-test and post-test results. Therefore, we're able to conduct pair sample t-tests. We had a bit over 80% pair sample response rate, and these two graphs illustrate pre- and post-test scores for knowledge and attitude. Students scored an average of 8.1 out of 20 correct, or around 40% on the knowledge pre-test, and 14.1 out of 20, or around 70%, on the post-test. The paired samples t-test determined these changes to be significant. Students' attitudes toward hemp were measured on a scale, with 1 being the most negative attitude and 5 being the most positive. Before the campaign, students averaged a 3.59 out of 5, and after the campaign, that number crept up to a 3.96. This difference, although slight, was significant. Our conclusions are that students initially had low knowledge on hemp laws, cultivation practices, and composition, but that knowledge increased after our campaign. Furthermore, students initially held slightly favorable attitudes toward hemp, and our campaign actually further improved those positive attitudes. Due to these measurable changes, we determined that our campaign was successful. We recommend that other institutions who are beginning hemp research or bringing hemp to their campuses should consider conducting a similar campaign. We also should suggest that there's a need for additional research on hemp education, even at the school-based ag ed level. And future research needs to be examined on the public's acceptance of hemp, including an understanding of how regional differences may affect these variables. And with that, I'll end. So thank you so much for listening. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel to contact me. I can be reached at blake.koklaser@doane.edu. Thanks a lot.